Ibn Majah and the other hadith compilers didn't completely agree which narrations were to be included, the level of authenticity of one or the other, and what rulings to make from them, and neither did their students. But this minute percentage of difference is not to say that one group or the other isn't trying to authentically be upon Sunnat an-Nabi. Narration 212 indicates that the most excellent of us is who learns the Quran and teaches it. Because all good and truth is thereby encouraged, and all evil and ignorance is discouraged. And the most meritorious examples of what to say and that sort of stuff. Narration 219 indicates that learning one of the 6,000 some verses is better than 1,000 bows of voluntary prayers. Now, bows, I mean, you go through a whole set of 7 gestures in one during the prayer, but and it's better, and the difference between learning and acting upon it is like 1,000. And the next narration indicates that when God really wants to favor somebody, he gives them understanding in religion, which religion is different than church. It's, deen as in system of judgment. And religion means that this system of, using the, you're connecting to the source, the creator, and you're, connecting this as a relationship with all the rest of creation too. Then we have a narration about how goodness is natural, but evil is a result of, stubborn influences, right? And a person with the understanding, knowledge, jurisprudence of religion is more of a strength against the devil than 1,000 worshippers. And the 223 indicates that the scholar is such an individual that it's more relevant in such a way that, the moon over the other heavenly bodies, of course, the others are bigger and all the rest, but the moon is superior in terms of how things are for us human beings. And when somebody seeks religious knowledge, the light beings move their wings. Of course, that's a metaphorical reference that people aren't usually going to get, in approval. And when you follow a path of knowledge, that God sets forth a path for one in the paradise of the hereafter. And the prophets weren't individuals that, it was about them leaving behind wealth. They were to leave behind knowledge. But there's also the taking of it. So it's not just having knowledge in terms of knowing it. It's bringing it along. Now that's narration 227 refers to how when somebody's seeking knowledge or coming out as a warrior or whatever, their status is like somebody watching over property or something, which is enough for things of this world. But if they come to do this for the pleasure of God and because it's the right thing, well, that's where their status lies. The next narration reminds us to take on the knowledge while we have a chance. Because if people aren't taking on the knowledge, then it gets taken away. We hear that Muhammad came out one day and found two groups. One was just saying the Quran, and the other was learning and teaching. And he said, I have come as a teacher. So he sat down with the people teaching the Quran. And after 229, we have 230, where we're reminded that some people have knowledge but don't have the understanding, that some people, their knowledge is to be passed on to others that have more understanding of things than they. And of course, that's one of the things I'm hoping to do, is that people will do more good and have more understanding of the things that I convey. But the person who witnesses of the divine revelation and inspiration that they have learned, and they pass it on to others, it's like a light. We have this word Lucifer, which means a light bringer. It doesn't mean, Ubay bin Amara was told by Muhammad that he could wipe over his socks, instead of taking them off and washing them, for 1 day, 2 days, 7 days, well, 3 days was mentioned, right? But as long as he felt was necessary. And I don't know, he may have had some sort of condition, like if you have a cast or a bandage or something, you wipe over that. 559 indicates that when you get ablutions, you can wipe over your socks and sandals, I guess, at the same time. Some people are going to make a deal about what type of sandals you're wearing and all that, but regarding Surah 10:26, we're reminded that by narration 187 that, even though our rewards in the hereafter will be heavy for our good, that we're given something karmically more than that. So it goes beyond this tit for tat, or however you're going to phrase that thing.